This episode is brought to you by freedadcourse.com. You are always one conversation away from changing your life, and the power of hello is something that I subscribe to every single day, and I'm always saying hello to new people everywhere I go. Increasing your opportunity, increasing your connection, and getting access to the solutions to the problems that you are facing, whether you're on active duty or just beginning your veteran transition or even transitioning out for 20 years. On the other side of hello are the solutions that you're looking for. Again, head on over to freedadcourse.com. Get your 5-episode audio course to create more connection, create more friendships, and get back to living the life that you're trying to design.
Dory 1, this is Fire Team Delta. Dad's coming home.
Welcome to the Military Veteran Dad Podcast, where it is our mission to bring every dad home. I am your host, Ben Killoy. I'm a United States Marine veteran, husband, and a father. We will bring authentic conversations to inspire action in your life so we can close the gap between the dad you are today and the dad you want to be tomorrow. This is the Military Veteran Dad Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Fatherhood Friday. Guys, I got a special treat for you today because I'm going to read one of my favorite children's books. Not when I was growing up. This didn't come into my life until I was an adult. But I read this book to my daughter. It's actually become something we've talked about quite a bit. And she's now in 8th grade, not 8th grade, she's 8 years old. She still reads this book quite a bit. And it's something that we still talk about because it's once you hear the topic, you'll be like, wow, that's a really great topic, and that really never goes away. So today, I am going to be talking and reading a children's book entitled, Someday a Bird Will Poop on You. Now, that title sounds really funny. It sounds like, wow, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I write a children's book on why someday a bird will poop on me? Because let's face it, someday a bird will poop on you. So with that, let's get started. The book starts off in a nice, open way. Sometime in the long life you have ahead, there will be a day when a bird will poop on you. Because there are birds up in the sky. It's a plain fact. And there are people down below. And you are one of those people. So it just makes sense that someday you might feel something plop on your head, or splatter on your shoulder, or dribble down your lapel, if it's a lapel-wearing kind of day. And you'll reach for it and feel that bird poo on your shoulder. That's how it happens, folks. It won't be on the day that you leave your house thinking, today, I am sure a bird will poop on me, so I will bring a change of clothes, I will leave early, and I'll bring some bird toilet paper. Probably every single day somewhere in the world, someone is getting pooped on by a bird. Maybe even right now, as this book is happening to you, someone in China is getting pooped on by a Chinese bird. Or someone in Gibraltar is getting pooped on by a Gibraltar bird. Or somewhere in Maine is getting pooped on by a visiting Canadian bird. It just happens. You won't know when, other than it will be the worst single possible time that it could happen. Like the day of an important job interview. Or the day that you are flaunting an intricate hairdo. Or the day that you're running late to a ceremony in which you are about to receive the reward for never being late to anything. So, on that day, the bird poops on you, you have a choice. You can really get mad and cry and stomp and yell, I don't want this to happen to me. Rawr, grr, and let it ruin the rest of your day. Or you can remain calm, wash it off, maybe laugh about it too. Like this, har har har. Then think to yourself, now chances are I won't have another bird poop on me for a long, long time. And if one does, what a hilarious story that will be. And you can be able to scream one day and say, I'm okay, even after a bird pooped on you. The end. Folks, this book teaches so much about life and what we need to know as adults. Because every single day in your life, a bird, in some shape or fashion, now the bird is metaphorical in this case, but a bird will poop on you. What are you going to do about it? Someone's going to come into your life. There's going to be an email in your inbox. Your kids are going to drop something on you. Maybe it's your spouse dropping something on you. Whatever it may be, somebody in your life will come in and be just plop a bird poop right on your shoulder. Now, as this played out for my daughter, we often talked about the things that happened on the playground. And in the playground, there's lots of things that are happening. And we would actually talk about the things that happened to her after reading this book. And we actually called it Bird Poop Talk because we didn't have a better name, and that's what she wanted to call it. And so we would talk about all the people that came into her life. And now she was in second grade at the time, so you can think of second grade problems here. But all the people that came into her life and pooped on her shoulder, and she had a choice, either to get upset, to get angry, to get frustrated, whatever it may be, she had a choice. And whether or not she made the right choice or not in that moment didn't really matter. But during bird poop talk time, say that 3 times fast, that's where we would talk about, did she make the right choice? What were some of the choices that she could have made that were different? How did that decision play out? Because every day a bird poops on you. Every day, a metaphorical one will just plop and you won't even see it coming. I can't tell you. Perfect example is Tuesday of this week. I had the most amazing day with my youngest daughter. We had an adventure day. It was just me and her. It was the first day the older two went back to school for the first time. But man, when the kids got off the bus, if you were to describe that day as a plane landing, they would be counting the bodies based on how that went the rest of the day. Massive birds just dropped right on my shoulder all afternoon. And man, I was nosediving and trying to recover for a lot of that time. And you know what? I did my own bird poop talk that night because I was like, okay, I could have made some better decisions. I could have better prioritized. That didn't really work out. So what could I have done there? And then we rebooted for Wednesday. Wednesday was a little bit better. And now on Thursday, when I'm recording it, it's a little bit better. I think we were almost we were above 75%. And hopefully tomorrow we get closer to 100 where everything kind of goes smoothly. All the kids have kind of got their emotions out of the way. It's just a hot mess of emotions because they're in the environment all day. They're getting tested. They're following directions. They haven't been in that environment for almost 8 months with COVID going on. So it's just a lot to go on. And every day I'm doing my own little bird poop talk to try to reinvent how I can do things better tomorrow. And damn, if that's not what we need to do every day in life, after a bird poops on your shoulder, you always have a choice. Do you get angry or do you react and just get furious into that? Or on the opposite side is maybe you pause for 5 seconds. Now, I didn't do this well on Tuesday, but I got better at it on Wednesday and today, and hopefully I get even better at it tomorrow on Friday. But put that 5 to 10 second pause between your reaction after you get a bird poops on your shoulder. Put that 5 second reaction in there, because when you get that pause in there, you can kind of take a breath. And once you take that breath, it kind of breathes life back into you. And then you can make that choice, just like the book talks about, that you can just laugh it off. I can't tell you, there's been a couple times when I've been riding the car with the kids in the back, and I'm only one in the car, and they're just asking me so many flippant questions. I'm just ready to just scream at the top of my lungs. I'm like, just stop asking questions, because one's asking questions and the other one interrupts the other one asking questions. And then it just turns into this trifecta hot mess. And I'm just like, how did this happen? And one of the things I've been doing is I've just been laughing when it happens. I'm like, is this really what it's about? Is this really what fatherhood is about, is being asked, how do the windows work? How do the light switches work? Dad, when are we going to get there? Dad, why do the trees grow? How do the trees grow? What makes them work? Is this like, it was just this crazy idea, but I laughed about it. And I've been trying to do that more, like when it's just like in that Tuesday moment. I didn't do it really well, but looking back, I laughed about it with the joke and the analogy of, if it was a plane landing, they would be counting the bodies. That's my way of laughing about it and just being like, you know what? That's fatherhood. You're going to have bird poops on you, and most likely they're going to be your kids. And you have a choice when those birds fly by. And there's always a dad having a bird poop on his shoulder that day, and whether you're having a good day or a bad day, which is why you always need to look out for other dads, because you could be that dad that helps out the other dad when a bird just pooped on his shoulder. So if you haven't checked out this book, go check it out on Amazon. Someday a bird will poop on you. I put a link in the show notes for it to shortcut that process. My daughter absolutely loved this book. I just introduced it to my 4-year-old tonight. She absolutely loved it as well, because this single lesson of someday a bird will poop on you teaches so much about life, because life is about reaction. You have a choice every time an input comes into your life, and the only true choice you have is how you respond. Do you get angry like the bird in the book? Do you get upset? Or do you put that pause? Do you laugh about it and be like, there's no way 2 birds can poop on me in one day? Sometimes that happens. You be like, you know what? This is about as bad of a day it could happen. There's no way we could put more onto this. I'm actually reminded of my cousin Vinny. There's a scene, they're out in the woods, and his girlfriend's out there pacing back and forth. And at the end of that, he just goes, is there any more shit that we can pile on to the outcome of this case? And that comes to my mind because there is so much stuff that we pile on to the outcomes of everything that happens in our day. And that moment is where you can take a breath and be like, and just relieve some of that load. Because, folks, life will always have a bird pooping on your shoulder. It's a matter of fact. No matter what state you get into, a bird will always poop on your shoulders. And you always have a choice. And I want you to remember this simple children's book and laugh about it when you feel like maybe it's a swarm. Maybe it's a huge just flock of them flying over your shoulder, and they just nosedive, and just one right after you're getting propelled with bird poop. Just think about and laugh like, did that really just happen? Did that really just happen? And just laugh about it, because you're not going to die from it. It's just emotions that you're feeling. You're feeling tense. Like I felt tense on Tuesday, but now looking back, I'm laughing about it. I'm appreciating it, and I'm already growing from it, because I had a choice. I could have been angry the entire week. I could have been like, what the heck was I thinking when I signed up to be a stay-at-home dad? This is not what it said on the brochure. But I didn't. I realized, like, you know what? Today was not my best day. But this is the important part. When I focus on the choice that I have to improve every day, that's really where I can make more momentum. And I'm positive. I'm absolutely positive. More bird poop will land on my shoulder in the coming weeks. And the exact same process will take place. That I focus on it, I reiterate, and I keep going. So guys, with that, I hope this message helps. I hope it gave you a little bit of a funny story and a little bit of a laugh tonight, and talk about that someday a bird will poop on you. And when that day comes, you have a choice. With that, guys, I'm signing off, and I will talk to you guys again on Monday.